Hey y'all, Butchie here. It's been a bit since I last posted, but I'm back in with a bit of a new look. Also, I finally graduated from college. This last year was probably the most hectic and stressful of them all, but I got through it. I also got to put on my own gallery show and it went pretty well in my eyes. Here are some pictures of the art I presented. Anyway, since I have a degree and I'm currently not using it, the plan is to use the time I have now and make more videos about my OCs. I have quite a lot of them, so you guys are in for the long haul. For today, I'm redesigning the other half of the duo I started with my last OC redesign, Dante. If you haven't seen Mio's video, I highly recommend watching it because some of the stuff I talk about in this video won't make a whole lot of sense without some of that context. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Instead of starting out directly with Dante first, I designed his school uniform. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in Mio's video, but the story takes place at Seabay Mage Academy. Dante is a young mage student who attends, and Mio is his familiar, connected to the school by association. I decided a long time ago that the mages have to wear the uniforms, but the familiars can wear whatever they want. The last uniform design was a little rough, so I kept the colors and changed pretty much everything else. I also figured I'd design the little charm that everyone wears on their uniform and got a little too into it. I really only meant to do the general shape of the charm, but then I ended up rendering it, which is fine because maybe in the future it's something to reference back into, and it gave me a little practice of doing metal. As we move into Dante's actual design, I should mention that since I've made this world, I've actually fallen in love with pointy ears, and as such have decided that mages have pointy ears. They're magical, kind of like elves, and the elves have pointy ears. Listen, I don't make the rules. The brain likes what it likes. The familiars don't have pointy ears because they're all based on animals and they keep their animalistic ears instead. And I think the double ears thing is a little weird. When it came to Mio, I had a specific style in mind because he's more flamboyant and cutesy, but my only thoughts when doing Dante was that he was more quiet, reserved, and bookish. You know, for the opposites. And I know I mentioned it in Mio's video, but they also hate each other. Anyway, what I'm mainly trying to say is that Dante is kind of boring. And I say that in the nicest way because he's supposed to be. He has his quirks, of course. The guy's obsessed with reading, which ties into his magical affinity, which is something I should also probably explain. But I'll explain that in a little bit. When it came to Dante's outfit and his overall design, I had wanted to keep a lot of the stuff that I'd originally had in his character design. He had curly hair, he had glasses, he had darker skin, and he was very tall. I thought even though I was using personality opposites with Mio and Dante, their heights should be around the same. So I made him tall. Usually in my character sheets, I do a turnaround of their outfit. So I do the front of the outfit and then the back of the outfit. That way I know if I end up doing a comic or anything, exactly what it looks like from the back and what their hair looks like from the back. However, I decided to do two front-facing Dantes and decided to do two different outfits instead. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I designed his school uniform first, but even though I designed his school uniform, I knew that outside of classes and such, he'd wear his own kind of regular clothes. So I wanted to give a reference of those clothes and what he would wear outside of class. Dante has more cozy hobbies, so I thought his outfit should reflect that. He's a bookworm, reads all the time, and usually it can be found doing that outside of classes and such. So I thought giving him like a little sweater and some sweatpants would be a good fit for him so that he's comfortable doing those things. The color palette that I wanted to give for his regular clothes were more of a decision of how he would contrast with Mio. Mio has bright pinks and blues and purples, and I wanted Dante to have a more earthy toned color palette to show how much more grounded he is versus his partner. He also has more cozy clothes, as I explained before, and I wanted the warm tones to reflect that. Before, his outfit was black and with a little bit of tan, but I didn't want to just go with the various shades of black and gray anymore. I guess I can explain what I meant about magical affinity. So, the mages in my world can use all kinds of magic, but everyone has the magic that they're more inclined to, and that's stronger and easier for them. Dante's is condition augmentation, which mainly means that he can change the state of things. For example, Mio's hammer has a certain weight to it, but he can change the weight, or he can make Mio smaller, or he can change the level of stamina he has, the strength of his muscles, stuff like that. But in order to do this, he has to understand the physics and the inner workings of the human body because he's not just giving a buff magically, he's changing the physical components of the thing he's augmenting. It's kind of intricate and I haven't really worked it out all that much, but in order to use his power better, he has to study all the time, which is why he reads. He reads basically anything under the sun. Mostly stuff for his power is scientific and mathematical, but he also does really enjoy reading about, well, fantastical things, which is weird because he is a fantastical thing, but in their world, I assume this is a little different. For now, I guess I'll stop talking. If you guys like these kind of videos and would like to see more of my characters, either from this story or any of my other stories, of which I have many. A lot of the characters that I've created are a lot older and need a redesign, so I can either do some more ref sheets or I could do some illustration speed paints to explain the stories a bit more. My next video is probably going to be something different though. I have an idea for some other cool redesigns of things that are not my characters and are instead things that I really enjoy and basically will give me the chance to yap about what I think is cool and why I think it's cool. So keep a watch out for that. Thank you guys for watching and please enjoy the rest of the speed paint.